All right, welcome to Herrimanology. It is our special business spotlight for the second quarter of 2024. I'm John LaFalle, the communications manager, and today we're spotlighting the Kiddie Academy. And we have Drashti Kaneria, who's the owner of the Kiddie Academy, joining today to talk about what the Kiddie Academy does, why it's here, and everything you can look forward to. So thank you, Drashti, for coming in.
Thank you, John. I'm so glad we could come in here and talk about Kiddie Academy. We are very proud to be in the Herriman city. Kiddie Academy is a part of a national franchise. We have over 300 locations across the nation, with the first one in Utah. And we have chosen Herriman to be our first location in Utah because Herriman is such a beautiful little city with, young population. So we're very glad to, have been here with the immense support from not only the mayor, but the entire city through the process of our construction. And now that we're open with, every small thing to big, where we've had a lot of support. So we're very glad.
That's great. So for people who have never heard of the Kiddie Academy or even what it does, how would you explain what the services are that the Kiddie Academy offers, and how it might differ from other organizations in the same industry?
So Kiddie Academy is a high-quality educational childcare. It is different because it is high-quality care for your children, not just a daycare where we're sitting children, we're educating them. We have a curriculum that starts from our infants room, so our babies room have a curriculum. It is about taking things as little as, the minute details of how the brain develops so much within the first 5 years into focus to be able to, highlight that growth, to be able to enhance that growth in those early, most precious years of our life. Kiddie Academy does offer a lot of benefits to parents and children who we have noticed that other businesses in the same industry do not provide, and we're glad and proud about that.
So the children are kind of separated and grouped in similar ages. There's curriculum for each particular age group. Mm-hmm. Is that correct? And then classroom settings, there's a playground, there's a teacher for that group. Is that kind of an accurate picture?
Yes. So the way we have divided our teachers and our children is by age. So we have infants, toddlers, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, and then so on as age goes up. Obviously, we do follow Utah state guidelines and licensing requirements on how many children are allowed with, and the ratio we have to maintain with the number of educators required for a number of children. Our curriculum is definitely age appropriate to infants, toddlers, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, and preschool and 5-year-olds, and then all about getting those 5-year-olds ready for kindergarten.
And something I've kind of heard about just kind of around the office here, something that's creating a lot of buzz is when you have a lot of children together and a lot of toys, sometimes there are a lot of germs and people are maybe wary of kind of having that many kids together and spreading the germs around a bit. I understand you have kind of a sanitizing sort of machine or some sort of process. Maybe if you wouldn't mind describing that.
Yeah, so one of the Kiddie Academy differentiators, as I mentioned, we provide for our families. And the first one being me, a dentist prior, and my obsession with hygiene and cleanliness, I bring in the Zono machine. It is a hospital grade sanitizing unit, but it is chemical free. So we use just water to sanitize all our toys. It takes up cots, bean bags, things that you could just think, how am I going to clean this? You could just put it in there, and about 40-minute cycle, it's completely bacteria and viruses free. And we're very glad that it's actually chemical free, because, come Earth Day just went past and we do not want any chemicals. Kiddie Academy is completely chemical free as well.
So you've been in business, you've been operating now for a few months, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What has been the interest from the community? What does your kind of student or your child base look like so far?
So when we opened doors on January 8th, 2024, we opened doors with enrolled families. Number was around the 60s. But the children who actually started with us was about 30 to 40 of them. Right now, we have grown up to over 100 enrollments, with children in the building being around 90.
Wow.
So it has been a big interest and a big explosion from where we started, and we love the response that we're getting from the community. Obviously, once we've had families start care with us, they have referred friends and family to help us grow, but also noticing the difference they have from other child cares.
So you mentioned that you were a dentist before. Is this something you've always kind of had your eye on, that something like the Kiddie Academy? Maybe what was that journey like for you, and what drew you to something like the Kiddie Academy to be able to run here in Herriman?
So obviously when I became a mom, that's when that interest peaked. My dentistry was going just great. But when I became a mom, and when you're trying to look for quality childcare and you feel like, where am I going to put my trust? That is when the interest peaked into the education side of things. I was fortunate enough to have a husband who is already in the education field. And so with me and him together, we could, have this dream come true of bringing quality care to Herriman, but also to families who probably couldn't have that before in Utah. And when we actually moved to Utah, we did try and look for educational childcare services and childcare services in general to be able to leave our children so we could go to work. And so I think it was more from where we couldn't find what we wanted, and we were lucky enough to bring it ourselves. So
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And you came from Australia, correct? Do I have that right?
Yes, we moved from Australia. My entire family lives here in Utah. We used to live in Cedar City when we used to visit. I've spent about 6 to 12 months in Cedar City. But when we truly visited northern Utah in the mountains, and we absolutely loved it, and that was Christmas of 2021. When my family hosted a family Christmas. We were about 50 of us gathered together. And that is when we fell in love with Salt Lake City. And we thought, this is the place we want to raise our family and stay with. So my immediate family and us moved from Cedar City to Salt Lake City. And here we are. A few years down the line, we have Kiddie Academy open. So we're very lucky.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
We're super glad to have you here. It's a badly needed service. And there are other daycares in Herriman.
Yes.
Kiddie Academy brings a really unique perspective on the whole thing and a really unique set of services.
Yes.
So if people are interested, how do they get a hold of you? How do they get more information? How do they find you and maybe enroll their child in the Kiddie Academy?
So there are multiple ways we can be reached. We're very easy to be found. Me and my husband are full-time at the center, which is another thing we take great pride in, because we're franchisees, but we still are locally owned and operational company, and we do spend time at Kiddie Academy, not just supervising and supporting our staff, but greeting and meeting our families. So we have a beautiful website where you can put in an inquiry, send us an email to our email, which is Herriman at kiddieacademy.net. You could call us at our number. There are multiple ways to reach us, or you could always come by, stop by, and we'll give you a tour.
And if parents want to enroll their children, is there any specific time of year that they need to start, or can it be any part of the year?
No, we bring complete flexibility in enrolling, so you could enroll at any time of the year. We also provide summer camps, so you're more than welcome to do summer camps only as well for school agers. We also, same flexibility that we allow is in drop-off and pickups. That is a common complaint that we get from a lot of parents, that some of the facilities have a cutoff time of maybe 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. that the child cannot be dropped off after. But some of our kiddos kind of start at 11 or even 12 o'clock because the parents' work has certain requirement.
Sure.
And so we're open between 7:30 a.m. and 6 p.m. And once you're enrolled, you're reserved the full day. You utilize whatever hours you would want to.
We talked about the sanitizing machine. Another really interesting part of the venue too is cameras. How do those play in? How do parents take advantage of that?
So we have this very high-tech app called Watch Me Grow. It is an app that allows you to watch your children in classrooms as well as playground if they're there. What that allows, obviously, first-time parents to do is have that peace of mind that you can check in on throughout the day, what the child is doing. And if you had any questions, you could always call us, and we will let you know why and what and how that happened. We also believe in total transparency and integrity, and that is one of the reasons we have those camera access throughout the day, so that we're just saying we have nothing to hide, you know.
What are some of the questions you get from customers or people who are interested in the Kiddie Academy that maybe you want them to know? Maybe this is a good platform to be able to let them know in advance if they're interested.
So a lot of questions we get is our education, and that is it's our curriculum, which is an award-winning curriculum. It's called Life Essentials. It's based on hands-on and play-based learning. It recognizes as every single child as an individual. It teaches our educators to bring the curriculum to the children, not the curriculum, or not cookie cutting the curriculum for each and every single child in the classroom. So we have options in our curriculum to, take it up a notch for children who are ahead and really challenge them, and the ones who are a little behind to lower it down to their level. Our educators go through thorough training with our curriculum before they actually go into the classrooms, so that they know how Life Essentials work and how to bring it to the classroom. And then one question that I got most asked is also about meals. We have a full-time chef. She's dedicated to make food only for children in our full-blown commercial kitchen. We make everything from scratch every day. And we do pay great detailed attention to every single dietary requirements. We have a whole lot of children who just want non-dairy milk, for example. We provide that. We have a lot of children who are vegetarians, don't eat meat. We provide that. And I am the one who plans the menu, so I know I try and incorporate diversity in our menu, and also making sure it's delivered hot and fresh right to their classroom just before their meal time. We also make sure that if there is a vegetarian child or someone who's allergic to something, for example, we'll keep it completely off the classroom, or we will make sure that child is set separately so there is no contamination, no questions of any, dietary problems.
That's
happening.
really neat.
Yeah.
So in addition to the in-facility cameras that parents can access, do you have any other sort of security setups?
Yes, so security is a big one. Again, is a very common question that we get from the parents. Our entire building is locked at all times. Only door that you can enter the building through is the front door, which takes you to our vestibule, which has the biometric system where you won't be able to enter the building without putting your thumbprint on that reader. We do take security as a very strong determining factor when it comes to our children's safety. And so every fence gate in the building and the playground is alarmed. Every exit door is alarmed. So if a child opens up a gate by accident, it does send off that alarm. And we know that someone's trying to escape when we have an escapee, or if we lose them from the playground, something like that, we catch it right away. We also have a very strong system of what we like to call it name to face. So every 15 minutes, our educators know they have to make sure they know how many children are under their care, and they put a name to face, making sure they are aware of that child under their care. We do that verbally every 15 minutes, and in the app it goes on every hour. So we know that if there's so many children, we're not losing any, because you will not believe it, but a lot of parents do come in and say, my child got lost at childcare. And that does happen because they're so little. They can hide under something, or they'll go hide in a cabinet. But with name to face, we take that extra edge of precaution to keep our children, aware. We do have a whole lot of fencing to our you've probably seen it, driving past. We have a lot of fencing to the point that our GC was like, is this necessary? We got a lot of pushback from our construction team on that. But hey, fencing is very important. And we're lucky to have great neighbors and buzzing neighbors, because we're always, busy. We have Winco, Jiffy Lubes, are busy neighbors. So it keeps us active.
And it's a pretty spacious area, too. I went there for a grand opening event. There's the playground area. There's a grass area that, of course, is all fenced in. There's a lot of place for all the kids to play outside,
yes.
too.
Our playgrounds are pretty large. When Utah licensing came in to make sure our playgrounds were decent size, they said, I don't think I need to even measure these, because they look beyond what they need to be for the licensing requirements. And we're definitely very lucky to have a large space in Herriman. Yeah.
That's a really neat business. You've really thought of everything and you respond to questions that parents have, make sure they have peace of mind. So really, really neat. Super glad to have you in Herriman.
Thank you. And we're very lucky, and we're very proud that we're in Herriman. We do a lot of events with the Herriman City, with doing Herriman Howl and Herriman Town Days. So if you have trouble coming in, meeting us at the center, we can see you at the events and in the public forum as well. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Drashti, for coming in.
Thank you, John.
And
thank you for having me.
Thank you for listening and watching, and whatever platform you're listening on. Of course, if you have any questions for the Kiddie Academy, you know how to get a hold of Drashti. And if you have any questions, let us know, and we'll pass the questions along. Or if you have any questions about Herrimanology in general, you can always leave a comment. So that's all for today, and we'll catch you next time.